Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Pokemon back in the topic spotlight again. God damn it. What? They finally, they could have come out with a new game? Well, it hasn't even been a year yet, and we just had a freaking Pokemon Direct. This is going to be good. Okay, what are they going to come out with now? We finally getting something good? Did they announce that they're going to be making amends? The next game's going to have every Pokemon in it? What the hell? DLC? Okay, that's not entirely out of the question. I mean, it is on a home console now, and you do kind of need the whole. We kind of need the money sort of deal. Wait. Paid DLC? Oh, come on. They should have made it free. That game cost $60. What are they charging for? $30? $30? Paid DLC in a $60 Pokemon game? Well, what are you going to get? Like a couple... 2 new areas? 200 Pokemon? Legendaries? The other 2 Kanto starters? Oh, what? Hello everybody and welcome to Andrew Rants, a video series where I stand upon my metaphorical soapbox pedestal of the world and I bitch and complain about a lot of stuff that pisses me off, annoys me, drives me insane, like the cars that drive by my goddamn window when it's 60 degrees out at night in the middle of fucking winter. That's right. Curse you all to hell, but man is it warm out tonight. Speaking of warm, it's hot, especially under my collar. Why? Pokemon. But before I get any further into this, I want to make sure this video stays childless friendly than it already should be, because my content is not made for kids. So, goddamn diddly ding dong crap. Son of a bitch Pokemon. God damn it, I reset my goddamn Pokemon counter already. Son of a bitch. What the fuck? Alright, there. We should be covered now. But anyway, that exact line that I just said is true. What the hell? WTF here, Pokemon, Game Freak, and Nintendo. So, there was a Pokemon Direct that happened this past Thursday. And, yeah, not good. Not good news out there. No. So, what is the Pokemon Direct's deal? Well, we're getting a new Mystery Dungeon. It's a remake of Mystery Dungeon for the Switch, which is fine. I actually liked Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That was really cool. I enjoyed that game. I think the question-based system to determine your starter Pokemon is something we should implement in future games, but then again, what the hell do I know, right? I mean, I'm just your average gamer. I don't really play the Pokemon games anymore since I dropped out right at the start of the 3DS era, and with Pokemon now being a Nintendo Switch only title, I'm out completely. Just wash my hands of this entire ordeal once and for all. So what does this have to do with today's rant video? Well, they have announced what I kind of suspected would probably happen, and ironically, I'd like to know where Nintendo hid the fucking microphone in my room. Better yet, I want to know where the microphone is. Or were you just listening to my rant videos and decided, hey, he's got some good ideas, let's steal them? Because unless somebody can prove that this was their plan from the start, I called it, I gave the suggestion, and I want my cut of the cheese. Do you know how much money I make off of my YouTube videos? Zip, zilch, zenada. I get no greenbacks, no cabbage, no dineros. And if you people stole an idea from me, I'm going to raise hell. But anyway, we're getting DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, this is not unheard of with practically any freaking game right now anymore. I mean, there's DLC for everything. Oh, look, here's upcoming DLC for, Final Fantasy 99 or Final Fantasy Infinity, where you can basically now play with Cloud's Buster Sword and Sephiroth's Blade. Oh, and look, On top of that, you can get this sweet piece of armor that's really cool, but you got to pay, though, for that. The other two things are free, but you got to pay for that armor. And speaking of paid DLC, which I find more annoying, look, there's two types of good DLC out there. There's free DLC, which is something that should have been in your game to begin with. And then there's paid DLC, where this is something that should have been in the game to begin with, but because we don't think you're going to be enjoying it enough and we put it up for free, we're going to charge you $30 to really make sure you enjoy it. And the kicker was, this is the second time I'm recording this video. I had actually recorded it once, and as I was fixing it up to put up, it was brought to my attention that the link that I had found to detail the price was not the US price. Yeah, it turns out the link I found, literally by Google searching, mind you, the Pokemon DLC to try to find the price for the Nintendo eShop, somehow took me to Australia. Now look, I know Australia is really in a bind right now with the fires that are going on down there. My heart goes out to you, it really does. But when I'm looking for a Pokemon thing, and I'm looking for the Nintendo eShop to get an idea of what the price is for this, to see if it's per pass, per game, or what, I don't want to be taken to Australia because it was giving me prices in dollars. Not in their Australian currency. No. It was giving me prices in dollars. So I ended up seeing a price tag of $124.95 for both the game and this pass, and all of a sudden I became livid. I was freaking madman. I was, the opposite of a calm individual. I was flipping the hell out. And it's honestly true. There's a good reason for it. Now I've calmed down. I've realized that that is not the price. So, first off, it's a miracle. Second off, it's a miracle. And third, and I really want to stress this last part, it's a miracle. First off, no Pokemon game in the world is ever worth $100. And we're already pushing $90 now as it is. Actually, probably a little more with tax. Oh, wait, hold on. $31.79. $60. Oh, God. Let's round it up to 60 even. Going off of my... So I'm going off of my state's tax here, so... see, 6%, it's like 10 freaking bucks. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we're getting pretty damn close to $100 here just for a freaking game. A freaking Pokemon game, no less. All right, so for starters, this new expansion pass is giving you 2 different areas to explore. Now, the first one's going to be, I think, the Crown of Tundra, and the Isle of Armor will be later, or vice versa. I don't really care which it is anymore because this is horse shit, basically. We're getting a DLC pass that's giving you more regions to explore, more Pokemon for the game, and other things. Oh, yes, a new rival, some new character designs. So, yeah, you're basically getting a brand new game, jamming it into the old game. What happened to Nintendo's and Game Freak's one Pokemon game per year bullshit that they came out with when they announced this? Oh, well, you're going to get a Pokemon game a year. That's why we had to cut the national decks. Bullshit. I wish Penn and Teller were still doing their BS shows. This is bullshit. You purposely said that you're cutting the national decks in order to make the game easier to make because you want to make one a year. You were aiming for a Pokemon game a year. This is an entirely new Pokemon game, basically, and you're jamming it into the old one. First off, we're getting 200 new Pokemon. Now, I read somewhere that their legendaries are going to be back in here, all the previous legendaries, which we already know the data for them is in the game, courtesy of data miners. Thank you so much, by the way, for proving my point that somebody was going to buy this game and dig through the source code. So thank you, data miners out there, for proving my point. that this stuff was in the game from the start. But of course, because it's Nintendo and it's Game Freak and they're not making money, they're going to charge people. Colonel Ben SP over on Twitter had one of the best quotes ever, and I have it at the start of this video. I have it up in this video, where you cannot, the video game industry cannot keep doing this, thinking that there is only a finite amount of money to be made. The problem is they are doing this, screwing people to the wall. It's basically, we're only going to make a little bit of money off of these games. We need to crank out more. So they have the game developers. They're practically, and I mean this hypothetically, but I will be terrified if it turns out to be true. They're basically cracking a whip on their backs. Move your asses faster. This game's got to be out for Christmas. First off, they could have delayed this game till fucking June. Okay? This game could have came out and been the highlight of summer. It's your new Pokemon game. What are the freaking DLC packs? It's coming in June. Why not just delay your whole goddamn game till June? Most of the people that bought it already beat the damn thing. Wow! Great idea. So what are we getting in this? You're getting Blastoise and Venusaur, which means Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Wartortle are now available as well. Slowpoke, there's a few other Kanto Pokemon that are coming in, a lot of other Pokemon, 2 legendaries that are unique only to this region. We're getting legendaries from past ones. We're getting Galarian forms of Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. The 3 legendary birds from Kanto are getting a Galarian form. And you couldn't include every Pokemon at the start. Why again? What was your BS excuse? It's to save on time, size-wise, there's too many Pokemon. Oh, no, I remember. Because you're making the sprites from scratch, which fans and players called you out on the minute the game dropped. They immediately pulled up the code, pulled up the mapping, and said, bullshit, this is the same as your fucking 3DS title. Kiss our ass. And I know somebody out there is going to go, but Andrew, you're just dragging up old dirt. Give us something new. Oh, you want something new? How about this? This game costs $60 at launch. $60 for a fucking Pokemon title. When at the time, the highest you could go for a Pokemon title was $40, and that had to have some damn good content for it. And to the best of my knowledge, pre a couple of the 3DS ones, the only one that reached that level was XD Gale of Darkness. At least that's how much that thing was going for used. So it probably was a little more, I would assume. But I was going for like a good almost $40, used. So my guess is it was probably $40 brand. It was like 34 something, I think, used when I was looking it up at GameStop years ago. God knows what it's going for now in secondary markets. But still, that is about the highest you can go. And this is a console game. This is no longer a handheld. Because Nintendo is sniffing their own asses at this point because they want to have the Switch be their de facto system for eternity. Fine. The Switch is a wonderful thing. If you really want to sit down and have me say it. It's a game system. It allows you to have multiplayer. Here's a news flash for you. I can do the same thing with my tablet. I can do the same thing with my computer. I can do the same thing with a piece of paper, 2 pencils, and 2 erasers, and I can play a freaking game with my friends, and it can be 2-player. Kiss my ass, okay? The Switch sucks. Busted Joy-Cons, crappy controls, the fact that you come out with a lighter version of that damn thing on top of this crap. Then you announce Pokemon's coming out for the Switch only. No more handheld games will we have. Pokemon was always a handheld game, with the few exceptions of console titles like Stadium, Coliseum, and XD Gale of Darkness, and Snap, and a few others. It was a mainstay handheld title. It's not called Pocket Monsters because you sit them in there and try to get some girl to get in your pants. No, they're called Pocket Monsters because it was on a cartridge that was on a handheld system that you could put in your goddamn pocket. So let's just avoid all that stuff, jack up the price on this sumbitch, because why the hell not? You know, technology is becoming to the point where I can buy a 3-pack of micro SD cards at Walmart and spend about $30. A 3-pack. And you can't make a game system and have the games be cheap enough that you can make a profit and still not bankrupt my wallet. But then the greatest atrocity. Instead of having the game have free DLC, I don't care if it's costumes, a couple extra Pokemon, a new item. I don't give a crap. I don't care what the hell it is. No, stick it behind a goddamn paywall. Here, you want to play more of this game that should have been done and completed when we launched it? Pay us $30. You're practically paying for Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal in a way. For $30, you're getting a whole new game. 200 Pokemon, 2 new regions, and it's split up that you're only getting half of it at one point and half at another point. You're literally getting one game in June and one in fall. Great! So 6 months from now, when players are getting their hands on this downloadable content, and they just spent $30 to get this pass. Now, and that brings up another question, and I'll get into in a moment. Is it going to be fun? Seeing how players were reacting mixedly to Pokemon Sword and Shield to begin with, some calling it way too easy, some calling it a little more difficult, me calling it bullshit, for the fact that you locked out certain Pokemon from the Galarian Pokedex. You basically said segregation of Pokemon, not part of the Galarian Pokedex, will be the new norm. And now you're changing your tune on it because, oh, well, players are pissed. No shit, Sherlock. And here's a newsflash for you, morons. If you're putting these Pokemon into this game, that means the data for them had to have existed in this game, correct? Or not correct? Well, obviously it had to have, because the Pokemon could go into the game. So, let's review briefly here at the 16-something minute mark. Let us review. First off, every single Pokemon must be available in this game in data form that is unlockable the moment that Nintendo and Game Freak have finally decided to pull their heads out of their ass and give us the Pokemon that we should have had from the goddamn start. Not to mention the fact that they're adding new stuff to this in the form of Gigantamaxing for your starter Pokemon from the Galarian region, which they should have had in the first place, since that whole fucking gimmick was their thing for this game system, for this title, for this generation. Dynamax and Gigantamax, they wouldn't shut up about it. Oh, I'm sorry. Besides that, and look at the beautiful blades of grass that we painstakingly spent time making for you. I don't care about your grass. I don't care about your Dynamax or Gigantamax. I wanted a decent Pokemon game. Why couldn't you make a decent one? The Nintendo Switch has been out now for how long? It has a plethora of titles available for it, and you couldn't even give us gamers a decent Pokemon game that wasn't full of half-assed problems, that wasn't so easy that some players can just piss-whip their way through it while others are struggling. And by struggling, I mean, gee, this is a little harder than a normal Pokemon game, but I can still beat it. It's not going to take me that long. And now it's DLC time. So what was I getting at? Oh, yes, that's right. So you have to spend $30 for this. That's already taken it up. One of these games is now basically $90. If you buy the game and the DLC, it's $90 basically. $90 for a Pokemon game in 2020. I never thought I would live to see the day. I honestly never thought I would live to see the moment when a Pokemon game for a current console system would ever reach almost $100. This is not how the world's supposed to go. But yet, here we go. Really? Pokemon is now basically the gigantic middle finger, hey you, get off of my Pokedex cloud. $100 for a Pokemon game. And my big question that I still cannot find an answer on, is this $30 per DLC or $30 for the whole shit show? Because that's what drove me to looking it up on Google, which led me to the Australian site, which led me to $124.95 for Australia. First off, my heart goes out to you. More so than it did before. Because you have to pay more money for this. No Pokemon game is worth 3 digits. No Pokemon game should cost as much as a temporary first-time employee's pay. I'm dead serious. It should not cost as much as a part-time employee working a couple hours a week just to earn a little extra money. You spend your whole paycheck for Pokemon. That's what Nintendo wants. It's the freaking South Park thing, Gym Pokemon. Only in this case, they forgot the whole gotta catch 'em all bullshit. But it gets so much worse because we have the legendaries coming back, which we knew were able to be in the game, courtesy of the data miners. The fact that other Pokemon are returning proves that the data was in this game from the start, which again proves the fact that Nintendo had no intention of giving us a completed game and instead figured we know how to milk these suckers for all they're worth. DLC. Don't lie constantly, Nintendo, okay? That's what your DLC means. But what do? They lie constantly. Oh, them and Game Freak, they're lying through their teeth. They're lying like a goddamn rug. Every time you turn around, it's a new lie. Oh, we have no plans to ever cut any of the Pokemon out. Fans will riot in the streets. You're goddamn right we will. How many videos did I make on the national decks being cut? How many rant videos have I done on Pokemon alone? And I'm not the only. There are dedicated Pokemon channels that have ripped you a brand new asshole. There are people on Twitter that have ripped you a new one. What is it going to take for Nintendo and Game Freak to wake up, smell the Folgers, and realize, oh shit, we fucked up? What, has Angry Joe got to review this and then you finally get somewhere? I don't understand anymore how Nintendo even thought this was a good idea. How Game Freak's basically become EA, in a way. It's DLC, DLC, DLC. What's the next one you're gonna do? What after whatever it is, Crown of Thunder, or no, Isle of Armor, or Crown of Tundra, whichever one comes out in fall. What's the next DLC gonna be? Oh wait, I know. Hold on, I got it. The next DLC will allow you access to more Pokemon from the Pokedex from previous generations. And on top of that, we're going to give you 5 new regions, all part of the Galarian region, because we'll have our game developers, we'll be whipping them round the clock to make it happen. They'll be whooped round the clock. If anybody out there has ever seen that Robot Chicken with the Lego characters and the Pharaoh building the pyramid out of Legos, and he finds out that they got into the space Legos, and they put a bitchin' satellite on, and he goes, whip the piss right out of them. Yeah, here's a thought. Imagine those poor game developers right now, because guess what's going to be happening to them? Metaphorically speaking, it's basically going to be whip the piss out of them, basically work them till they drop. We have to have this game done in half a year. No, we need 3 months. That's when we're dropping the next DLC. It's going to be out on Christmas fucking Day. That way parents can give it to their kids. Here you go, Timmy. Here you go, Mary. I got you both Pokemon DLC for Christmas. It cost me everything I made this month, but so long as you two love me, that's all that matters to me in my heart. And those kids will take it, get the game fired up, get their content, play it, and 2 hours later be done. And dear old parents are sitting there going, I spent $400 for nothing. Yep, pretty much. This is the final nail in Pokemon's coffin. I'm not going to lie. This is honestly the final nail in the coffin. And it's actually come before the DLC even hits. And if anybody out there, I'm sorry to say it this way, if you were stupid enough to spend $30 on DLC for a game that already charged you $60 to begin with, you're insane. And like I said, is this $30 per DLC or $30 for the whole thing? Because if it's per DLC, that's an extra $60. So I'm up to $120 then. Hell no. No Pokemon game is worth that much money. Not one. Ever. There is no Pokemon title in the world that is worth 3 digits. Maybe if it was brand spanking new, still sealed in its original box. But we're talking downloadable content mixed in with a physical game. No! And this is the only way that you can get newer Pokemon in. They knew what they were doing. They screwed us from the start. Here's your Pokemon. This is all you get. But I wanted Bulbasaur. I wanted Squirtle. How come only Charmander's here? That's not fair. It's because that's what Nintendo and Game Freak wanted, because they knew that they could sucker you in with a $30 price tag on DLC down the road that would give you the other Pokemon and make sure that you would have your ass sitting on a couch someday playing the crap out of this. And did you notice how they have this coming out in June when summer starts? Brilliant. They actually thought about that. Kids will be done school. We'll have a monopoly. They'll be sitting on their ass all summer playing Pokemon. Well, then that DLC that's launching in June had better be 6 months worth of content that's going to keep them engaged on a daily basis. Because if it isn't, I guarantee you all that's going to happen is, wow, I wasted $30 and I beat this in 3 hours. Wow, that was great. Yeah. I remember a long time ago, I got Zone of the Enders for the PlayStation 2. I beat that thing in a weekend. Now, happily, I only paid $2 for it, and it was used, but still, I beat it in a weekend. Now, imagine paying $30 for a game and beating it in a few hours. That's what's liable to happen. All this is downloadable content. Unless there's 6+ hours worth of this, it's not going to work. There was a Metal Gear Solid game, if I remember right, that was just basically downloadable content that you could beat in like 3 hours or less. The campaign mode sucked, and they charged you money for it, if I remember right, and that's still not right. Look, Game Freak and Nintendo, from the bottom of my heart, I implore you, I beg you, I beseech you, from the fun-loving child within me, pull your head from betwixt your cheeks. Please, come back into the light. You have something beautiful here. Stop pissing on its remains. Fix your problem. Pull your heads out of your hamster holes and do something right. Charging people $30 for DLC, that's only going to give you a few extra amenities, and it's stuff that should have been in the base game is not worth it. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, so long as I still have one, and let me know what you think. Are you looking forward to the paid $30 DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield, or are you one of the many people out there who is not happy about this paid DLC bullshit? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And until next time, my name's Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Rants. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Bye.